I would put this in the high-power, dual-motor, fat-tire electric bike category. It is best for riders who want serious acceleration, real climbing ability, and the confidence to take the same bike from city streets to rough trails. If you are comfortable on bikes and you want range and power without worrying about babying the throttle, this speaks your language. If you are brand new to electric bikes, it can work, but it asks you to respect the throttle and take a little time to learn the feel. The design looks bold at a glance, but what matters in daily use is how solid it feels. The frame is big and stout. The weight is noticeable the second you move it around a garage or a driveway, and that matters if you plan to lift it often or carry it upstairs. On the road, that extra mass turns into stability. At speed it tracks straight, it does not get twitchy, and cornering feels planted. The fat tires are 24 inches in diameter and about 4 inches wide, and they are the reason potholes, gravel, and even patches of sand do not ruin the ride. They roll over junk that would rattle a normal bike. There is front suspension with a lockout if you want a firm feel, and a rear shock that takes the sting out of broken pavement and dirt paths. Hydraulic disc brakes are here, and they matter more on a bike this fast than any number on a spec sheet. The lever feel is predictable, modulation is easy, and stopping in the rain does not feel sketchy. A few small things change the day-to-day experience in a good way. The liquid crystal display on the bars is bright and simple to read in sunlight. I can glance down and see my speed, battery level, and pedal assist level without squinting. There is an integrated headlight and a horn on the control cluster, so early morning or late night rides do not require extra add-ons. The phone holder with a built-in universal serial bus charging port is more useful than I expected. I run global positioning system navigation on longer routes and do not worry about battery drain on my phone. The rear rack is sturdy enough for a backpack, a couple bags of groceries, or a small pannier. There are mounting points for accessories or a child seat if you need that flexibility. The battery is removable and locks in place. That means I can bring it inside to charge and leave the bike in the garage, which is convenient if you do not have an outlet right by where you store it. Setup was straightforward. It arrived mostly assembled. I installed the front wheel, the pedals, and a couple of accessories. The included tools did the job, although using my own tools made it faster. I had to adjust the hydraulic brakes during the first week. That is pretty normal for bikes that ship mostly assembled, and a quick adjustment took care of it. If you have never done it, the video guide makes it approachable. The part that surprised me during setup was not the complexity, it was the weight. If you live up a flight of stairs, think about storage before you buy. This is not a lift it with one arm kind of bike. Once it was rolling, the character of this bike showed up in the first block. There are two brushless motors rated for a peak of about 2,500 watts each, and together they feel like a small scooter built into a bicycle frame. I ride with a light finger on the throttle because the response is immediate. On pedal assist, it feels smooth and natural, but the power is always there when I want it. Single motor mode is what I use around town most days. It is calmer, easier on the battery, and still makes short work of hills. Dual motor mode is the one I choose for off-road, for long straight stretches, or any time I want to grin. It pulls hard, and if you are not ready for it, it will surprise you. The learning curve is quick though. Give yourself a few rides to calibrate your right hand and it becomes second nature. Core performance comes down to three things for me: power delivery, range, and control. Power delivery is addictive. I can leave a stoplight with a quick twist and be clear of traffic in a few seconds. Climbing is where it really shows value. The steep hill that usually has me out of the saddle on a normal bike turns into a seated cruise with pedal assist, or an easy throttle climb if I am not feeling like spinning. Range is anchored by a 52-volt, 32-ampere-hour battery. That pack size matters in the real world. On single motor throttle alone, taking it easy on speed, I consistently see a little over 35 miles per charge. Switching to pedal assist stretches that a lot, especially if I keep the assist level on the conservative side. Over a weekend of mixed riding, I did not have to recharge. When I do, it is an overnight charge and it fits into my routine. Control is where the brakes and the tires take over. The hydraulic discs are strong without being grabby. The fat tires add a layer of confidence on loose surfaces. In the rain, the brakes still bite, and the tires do not feel skittish as long as I ride with a little common sense. Real-world testing for me means using it the way I would if I were not reviewing it. I took it on cracked city streets, short commutes, and a muddy trail after a storm. On the trail, those wide tires and the suspension meant I did not have to pick a perfect line. I just rode. Puddles, wet leaves, and patches of mud did not upset it. On a long straight road outside the city, dual motor mode turned into a thrill ride. The bike stays stable at higher speeds. Wind gusts do not push it around. Back in the neighborhood, single motor mode with pedal assist is calm and efficient. I ran errands with a backpack on the rear rack. I strapped 2 bags of groceries back there and rolled home without drama. Starting and stopping with the extra weight is no problem. The kickstand holds everything up, and parking it is easy even on a slight slope. One specific use case where it shines is a long, hilly commute. I used a route that normally leaves me sweaty on a traditional bike, and on this, I arrived without feeling drained. I set pedal assist to a middle level and kept it in single motor mode most of the time. On the steepest grade, I toggled to dual motor for a minute. The transition is instant. I never worried about running low on battery even with a detour. If traffic slows to a crawl, I can slide past with respect and keep moving. The integrated headlight is bright enough for dusk and dawn, and the horn is loud enough to get attention at blind driveways. There are smart touches here that make a difference. Walk mode is my favorite quiet feature. If I am pushing the bike up a short ramp to a storage spot or walking it through a crowded sidewalk, I hold the button and it moves with me at a comfortable pace. Cruise mode is useful on long rides when my wrist gets tired. I set a steady speed and relax a bit while still staying engaged. Pedal assist has multiple levels, and the difference between them is meaningful. Low levels take the edge off. Higher levels turn each pedal stroke into forward surge. The ability to lock out the front suspension is great on smooth pavement where I want a firmer feel and better efficiency. The liquid crystal display is easy to read in direct sun, and the layout is logical. I never dig into menus on the side of the road. I change pedal assist on the fly and keep rolling. It is not perfect. The weight is real and it is the trade-off for stability, battery size, and those big tires. Stairs are not fun. Lifting it onto a car rack takes intention. The throttle is strong from the first few degrees of twist, so the first hour on the bike should be spent in a quiet area learning the response. The brakes needed a small adjustment right after assembly. Not a big deal, but it is something I had to do. I also wish it had built-in turn signals for city riding. The headlight and horn are good, but signals would add another layer of safety. I use hand signals, but integrated turn signals would be a nice upgrade. Also, know your local rules. A bike with this much speed and torque may be restricted on certain paths, and it is on us as riders to be respectful and legal. I ride with a helmet every time, and I recommend you do too. My conclusion after real use is simple. If you are already comfortable on bikes and you want a powerful electric bike that can handle a commute, carry some cargo, and still be a blast on dirt or gravel on the weekend, the EBycco 24-inch 5000-watt electric bike deserves a serious look. It is reliable so far, it is versatile, and it makes riding more fun. If you live in a walk-up or you need something light to carry regularly, the weight might be a deal breaker. If you are brand new to electric bikes, go slow at first and get used to the throttle and the different riding modes, and it can grow with you. For me, the mix of dual motor pull, real-world range, stable handling, and strong brakes adds up to a bike I want to keep riding. I will add more details and notes from longer-term use in the comments of this video. If there is something specific you want me to test, tell me. If this video helped, please subscribe to the channel and drop a comment with your questions or your own experience. Thank you for watching.